या गर्दिश में हूँ
आसमान का तारा हूँ आवारा
Tongues on Fire, UK Asian Film Festival 2019 brings to the Scottish audience an eclectic, groundbreaking mix of revolutionary films and documentaries from South Asia. RNN caught up with Dr. Alina Mirza, Associate Director and Scotland Tour Coordinator of the festival.
In Edinburgh, we are having 3 screenings as we were wanting to do more audience development work and link with community groups in Edinburgh. So the festival starts from the 29th of March and it ends on 31st of March. So it's over the whole weekend of that weekend in March. And all the film screenings are going to be screened at the Filmhouse Cinema. The schedule of and the program of the festival tour is up on the Filmhouse Cinema website, so people can go and look it up and book their tickets, which I strongly advise. Our launch night feature film is going to be screened on Saturday again at Filmhouse, and it's Saturday the 30th of March at 1 p.m. It's an afternoon screening, and Pinky Mem Saab is the film which we are bringing. It's really sweet and I would say empowering film with regards to women, and it's a film made in Pakistan by a Pakistani filmmaker and writer, and the film has been filmed in Pakistan but primarily in Dubai. And what I found refreshing was that a lot of times we see images and photographs or videos of Dubai which show the glitzy sides of Dubai, but this shows the real life and the real scenes in terms of cinematography. It's fantastic in terms of shows the alleyways and places of normal people who live in Dubai, and the story is around an expat couple are from Pakistan and live in Dubai, and they bring over a young woman from a village in Pakistan to work for them as a maid, and her name is Pinky, so hence the name Pinky Mem Saab. And there's a story about Pinky and the owner, the woman who brings her over to work in her house, called Meher. And it's actually a story of a friendship which develops between them, and how Meher empowers Pinky, and also Pinky helps Meher in terms of her journey towards her self, discovery, and also in terms of her following her ambitions. I won't give away the whole story, but it's really a good story about women empowerment and self-realization. Again, I highly recommend people to come to watch it. And on our last day of the Edinburgh tour, we are showing a documentary which is called Toxification, along with a short film called Daughters of the Polo God. This special joint double bill, I would call it, is being brought to our audiences in collaboration with a fantastic organization called SEMBO and the Ethnic Minority Environmental Network in Scotland. We have collaborated with them and are working with them in terms of raising awareness of environmental and climate change issues within the Asian community and South Asian community living in Scotland. So we are very keen for the community groups and also, public in general to come to our documentary screening. We find from the previous film festivals we have held in Edinburgh that documentaries are actually in high demand, and it's not just feature films that people want to come and see. And we have had sellout screening of documentary in the last year as well. So we are very happy that we're bringing this film screening, and we will also have the director of Toxification who will participate in a Q&A session at the end of the screening. So I would like to mention that the website also for booking tickets and for further information for the Edinburgh tour. And the festival is from 29th of March till the 31st of March. All the screenings are being held at the Filmhouse Cinema, which is 88 Lothian Road. And you can look it up on their website for further information. The website is www.filmhousecinema.com, and there's no gap. So it's www.filmhousecinema.com. The film screenings are listed under, they have a page called festivals seasons. तो उसमें in that they cover all the festival seasons they have, so it's under that listed under the UK Asian Film Festival under their festivals and seasons section or page. So on that you will find the timings of the films, synopsis and other information, as well as any of the panel discussions we have arranged after the screening of the films. So please do look up the website and book your tickets in advance. I think I would also like to mention that this year we wanted to build new audiences and wanted to engage with young people to bring them to the film festival, and not only as audiences but also to engage with them to develop skills as future curators and film critics. So for that matter, we had applied for funding, and the festival, the UK Asian Film Festival, got funding to run a Young Curators Lab. The Young Curators Lab has been running in 3 cities: London, Leicester, and Glasgow, Edinburgh both. And basically, in the Young Curators Lab, we had invited 20 young people who not necessarily had background in film, but who were interested in film and cinema and independent cinema from all diverse communities, mainstream communities, and who wanted to learn more skills about curation of a festival and what's involved in the challenges, as well as how would one critique a film. And we have run labs. We ran a lab in February which was held in Glasgow in collaboration with SEMO, and we had 5 young curators from Edinburgh and Glasgow together, and we ran a lab. And after the lab, a few days after the lab, where we gave them, equipped them with the skills and knowledge of how to critique a film, we brought them again together to see 3 films which are from our current film festival. And they then evaluated those films and critiqued them and chose one film, which again, like from Glasgow, one was selected, final selection, Leicester and London, and the final film selection then was from those 3 was selected, which is going to be screened at a special event at BAFTA London, and all the young curators are invited from Glasgow, Leicester and London to attend the gala screening for the young curators and young people. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity, and we have some of the young curators who participated to share their experiences, and I'm so delighted that they are here, and I will leave them to talk more about their experiences.
Hi, my name's Serena. I work for a race equality organisation called SEMO Scotland, which is the Council for Ethnic Minority Voluntary Organisations. And this year we got involved with the UK Asian Film Festival to highlight some environmental films. Last year we were involved, I was there participating just as an audience and a volunteer, and saw the wonderful work that the UK Asian Film Festival does to bring art to the screens of the Asian audience in the UK. And it's brilliant to see that this work is being as a platform for activism, for equalities work, and for a lot of social justice issues, and we can use that platform very well. And for me, I think this year being involved is really important, because environmental issues are really important, with climate change happening around the world, affecting many people, both here but most importantly in other parts of the world. And if we can highlight that through film and discussions, I think it's a really important issue. So thank you UK Asian Film Festival for letting us be involved this year.
Hey, I'm Alina Mirza. I'm a first year astrophysics student at the University of Glasgow, and I'm also part of the team in the UK Asian Film Festival's Young Curators Lab. And I've really had such an amazing experience being part of the team, and I've discovered so many different things that matter when curating a film for a film festival. And I think I will really benefit from this lab in terms of running the Glasgow University South Asian Society. And we're actually going to have a collaboration with the UK Asian Film Festival, and it's going to be on a documentary which is called Movies, Memories, Magic, and that should be quite good. And I would definitely encourage other peers to discover the genre of South Asian independent film cinema, because that's what Being part of this lab has really awakened me to, and I hope that other people enjoy the genre as much as I've learned to.
Hi, I'm Zainul, an aspiring photographer and filmmaker. I took part in the UK Asian Film Festival as a young curator, as I thought it'd be interesting to learn more about the South Asian film industry, as I've not had any previous experience with it. I've only been exposed to the Western film world. I found it very interesting as the topics used in the South Asian films are very contrasting to the Western films that I've watched, and I enjoyed my time working with the Young Curators Lab as I got to learn more about different films and different styles of films.
Hi, I'm Samira and I have took part of the Young Curator Lab. I took part in the Young Curator Lab as I've always been passionate about Bollywood film from a young age, and I was intrigued to get involved within the industry and learn more about the industry. Throughout the journey I've met new faces that have different experiences, and I've learned about the experiences and take it on board for the future. The skills I've learned is how to critique a film and choose a film that the South Asian community would enjoy and benefit from. I've really enjoyed being part of the Young Curator Lab as I've volunteered for other events at the UK Asian Festival.
So now I'm going to talk about the Glasgow tour of the UK Asian Film Festival. In a way, it was inevitable that we would be bringing the UK Film Festival tour to Glasgow, because it's my home city, rather my second home after Pakistan, and I love the city. It has a wonderful community feel, and people love the cinema. And in the past as well, we have brought films and done festivals in association with the Glasgow Film Theatre, which is an iconic independent cinema, and it's right in the middle of the city centre. So for the Glasgow tour, we felt this year especially that we would like to collaborate and try and get those audiences which we term as hard to reach audiences, and community groups. So we have collaborated with community organizations and have held a festival at community venues or public library type of venues. The films which we have brought to Glasgow are very interesting, a range of feature film and documentaries. The first feature documentary which we are screening in Glasgow is on the 21st of March. Again, for that we have collaborated with the Glasgow Women's Library and Amina, the Muslim Women's Resource Centre. The feature documentary is called The Judge, and it's going to be screened at the Glasgow Women's Library. It's an evening screening from 6:30 to 8:30. It's a free screening, but it will require booking. So please do look up our website, and I will give the website for our film festival, and that is the www.ukaff.com, and AFF is for Asian Film Festival. So our Glasgow tour will be also on that, and there will be a link on that, and you can also go to the Glasgow Women's Library website, and you can book tickets via that website as well. So that's the 21st of March. The film featured length documentary we are showing is called The Judge, and it's about a Palestinian female woman judge who's the first Sharia court judge in Palestine. Before her, all the judges were men. So it's very empowering and very interesting story how she has broken, they would say, the glass ceiling, and not only face challenges in becoming the first Sharia court judge, but also in terms of her day-to-day running of the court. And this film has been received, has won awards and has received, recommendations at festivals all around the world. So we're really delighted that we are able to bring it to the Glasgow audience. Our main feature film for the Glasgow tour is again the Pakistani feature film Pinky Name Saab, and I've talked about that earlier. That is going to be screened on 4th of April at Glasgow Film Theatre, and the tickets will be available to book via the Glasgow Film Theatre website. This is a ticketed event, so people have to book the tickets via the Glasgow Film Theatre box office. It is going to be a ticketed event, and I think we have kept the tickets at a very reasonable price of £6. So I think especially our South Asian communities have no excuse to say, oh, it's a very expensive screening. They should come and support their own independent cinema. So that film is on the 4th of April. Then we also have a documentary which we are screening actually on the 2nd of April. That is in collaboration with the Scotland Pakistani Association and with the Glasgow University South Asian Student Society. And this documentary is a documentary which was made by the Tongues on Fire organization, our UK Film Festival organization, Asian Film Festival organization, in 2018 via Heritage Lottery funding. It looks at it's called Movies, Memories, Magic. And basically it looks at the South Asian community based in London and and their heritage in terms of cinema and culture, and how there has been hybrid in terms of the culture among the Asian communities in terms of Indian and Pakistani communities, and the cinematic experiences over the decades of the 50s, 60s and 70s, and also in terms of their memories of those iconic cinemas of those era in London. And we feel that this documentary is very relevant to the South Asian experience across whole of UK, including Glasgow, or for that matter Edinburgh, because in Glasgow we had a cinema which was in the Paisley Road West, an area of Glasgow where we used to watch Indian or Pakistani movies. So that documentary looks at all that history in terms of the movies and the memories of the communities and the magic of cinema. So it brings that all together. It also looks at the Pakistani dramas, which are highly appreciated by Indian and Pakistani communities, and the era of when people used to get their relatives to record the dramas on videos, cassettes, and send them over so they could watch them. So I highly recommend this screening because I think it will get people to go down memory lane and also have a lot to talk about after the screening. It's a free screening and we are holding at University of Glasgow. Again, the information will be on the website of the UK Asian Film Festival. After drinking this coffee, I'm literally buzzing with the excitement of our film festival. And a very important aspect of the film festival or any film screening is its audiences. I will talk briefly about our festival audiences. Because our films are from the independent cinema, we always have a challenge of getting new audiences to come and attend our film festival. We encourage both the ethnic minority communities as well as South Asian communities, but also the mainstream, we would term them white communities, to come and see our films, because most importantly, all our films are subtitled in English. So we want diverse audiences to come and have the cinematic experience of South Asian cinema. We engage with, of course, community groups, but also via our social media, Facebook pages, and also through radio programs like BBC Scotland always covers our film festival in their Film Cafe program. We also have our film festival brochure, which is always distributed at least 2 weeks in advance of the film festival at the Film House Cinema, which has a very diverse audience base and people coming from all communities to the cinema, and as well as Glasgow Film Theatre. And we also distribute posters to all different libraries, community groups. So we encourage and engage with both white communities or mainstream communities as well as the diverse ethnic minority communities to come and attend and support the cinema. We also have a special surprise event and screening coming in April. I will not give the date at the moment. People can look up the UK Asian Film Festival website and the information will be there. And this special screening event is with our famous veteran filmmaker and politician from India, Shabana Azmi ji. Shabana Azmi has made this documentary in association with the director about her father, who is a famous poet and a socialist, activist in India, Kafi Azmi ji. And this film is about his life. It's a collection of his interviews with his wife and his children, as well as other people, poets, directors about the role of Kafi Azmi. So the film will be screened at Glasgow Film Theatre. Shaban Azmi ji will be attending to introduce and hold a Q&A session afterwards. So stay tuned and keep looking up the UK Asian Film Festival website for the date and time.
UK Asian Film Festival, the world's longest running South Asian film festival outside South Asia, will run across 4 cities this year: London, Manchester, Leicester and Edinburgh from 27th March to 4th May.
Please subscribe to RNN YouTube channel. Yay!